What's up, everybody? I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody is doing well, especially within these trying times we're kind of going through. So due to the events that kind of took place, a lot of people are on house arrest, which gave me the opportunity to go through some of the games that I purchased a good while back. And upon them, I came across this game called Verlet Swing, which is an indie title developed by Flamebait Games, along with Stage Clip Studios, and was published through dyxnt Distribution. And as always, I got the PS4 version, so let's get into it. This game looks like one of those strange animation sequences that I'll normally see if I stayed up long enough watching Adult Swim. The way this game comes off visually looks like it was made in the 80s, with random objects emulating a sort of old retro vaporwave type of atmosphere. All that was really missing was the Windows logo. So each of the levels that the player is going to be going through looks like a place that seemed to be created on the Blender program, with random objects placed here and there in a land that seems like it can go on forever. The first few levels of this game share a washed out color palette. Further along, it changes again to a cosmic type of theme with darker neon colors. Then you go through stages that has an ice theme with bright colors again, just to name a few. The presentation changes along with the various themes that groups of stages may share, showcasing not only the range of colors, but also interesting concepts behind the appropriate named levels. My favorite stages are the ones that are more in open spaces rather than in close quarters. I believe it's the open stages where this game shines the most in not only giving the player more freedom to explore the levels, but also experience the level of verticality that's present. Another noticeable thing is this light old overlay filter that makes things look as if it was on an old outdated television set. Those are the ones that almost had a perfect square display with an aspect ratio of 4:3, instead of the full-on rectangle display that has become the new norm now. At first glance, it's easy to assume that this game only has one type of style, but as the player dives deeper into Verlet Swing, you will see that there are various. What store? If you have ever wondered what it would be like in the shoes of Spider-Man swinging across Manhattan, or how that car felt in that Fast and Furious trailer, you can consider this game somewhat of a training course. Verlet Swing is a single-player first-person platformer. The obvious objective is for you to get from your starting position to the end of each level, which can always be recognized by these blue spheres. Sounds simple enough, I know, but it's actually quite challenging. Understanding the physics of this game in regards to gravity, acceleration, speed, velocity, angles, and when to let go of these things you're swinging on is the key to overcoming each stage. Every level is broken down into multiple short parts that start off rather simple but becomes a little bit more complicated as you play. This game gives you hints at the general route to take, but realistically it does not deny experimenting with any other creative ideas that the player may have in order to accomplish a level. The only catch is that you cannot hit any surface or the ground. If you do, you are restarted at the beginning of the level. Again, it sounds simple, but as you play you will come across stages that you will have to be somewhat precise, and some of the levels where the obstacles will be continuously changing on you. The difficulty of this game is based solely on how well the player can understand the mechanics. When I played this game, I failed so many times that I lost count, but instead of becoming frustrated, I found how I failed to be the very thing I ended up laughing at. There were times I shot what I was swinging from at a distance that equated to me swinging so low I hit the ground. There were also times where I picked up so much speed that I had no choice but to helplessly watch the goal go by me as I flew into an apparatus. But there's some good news. Your lives are infinite and you have all the time in the world in trying different methods. This is heavily encouraged, and trust me, the player is going to be failing a lot of times. These are the things that occur very normally when you play this game, so don't beat yourself up if you fail. Also to note that there are a couple of challenges in this game if you think you're up to it. Overall, the gameplay is very simple enough in theory, but executing is another thing, and that's where the fun comes in. The sound design is pretty good for the most part. The sound of the wind breezing whenever you pick up speed during your swings adds more effect and feel of momentum. The sound of a whiplash whenever you grab hold to an object, along with the glitched out sound effect you hear when you hit something, are all sounds that you're going to have to get used to hearing. But overall, the sound design is pretty well done. The music for this game was done by dyxnt, which sounds as if it was inspired by 80s electronic synth pop, with modern day triplet hi-hats injected into it. A prominent example of this is within a song called Checkmate History, a tune that plays as soon as you start up the game and continues throughout. Initially I was up under the impression that this was the only song that this game had, until I researched and listened to the original soundtrack. This game's OST is composed of actually 6 tracks, with my personal favorite being the end credits. I liked this song the most because it had a smooth R&B vapor feel to it. But as far as the music goes, Victor did a beautiful job in providing sonically what this game is delivering visually. I will provide the links in the description if you're interested in picking up this game's OST. With everything that's covered, it's time to rate this game. I'm going to give Verlet Swing a 7.5 out of 10. With an appealing off-the-wall look combined with the simple theme of swinging, on paper this may sound a bit bland, but with the chosen style it makes it look like an interesting LSD trip that begs to be experienced. Verlet Swing is now available for Steam for Windows and Mac, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and also the Xbox One X. This game is only for $14, but I would recommend waiting for a sale. Verlet Swing is a fun game to play, but it's even better when you have your friends and family to play too, just to laugh at each other's mess ups. But anyway, stay safe out there and peace y'all.